It is my pleasure to welcome all the delegates to Bangladesh for 10th Women Affairs Ministers meeting. Bangladesh has achieved a significant development in various fields of political, social and economic development of women under the leadership of Honorable Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina. The meeting in Dhaka will provide the opportunity to share the good practices of Commonwealth countries. We hope the outcome of the meeting will help our all development of women in member countries. I wish the success of the meeting and hope a comfortable stay of our honorable guests in Bangladesh.
The 10th Women Affairs Ministers meeting of the Commonwealth countries, scheduled to be held in Bangladesh in 2013, is the culmination of a continued commitment to promote the rights of women. It bears immense significance in mobilizing the collective voice of the women leaders in Commonwealth for promoting women leadership for enterprise, which is the theme of the conference. I profoundly hope that this conference will contribute immensely to the process of gender equality and women empowerment. I welcome all the distinguished delegates and participants to join this event and make it a success. Bangladesh has a success story to share on women empowerment.
I strongly believe that women are underrepresented in all spheres of life, and they actually are the contributing factor to all spheres of life as well. And because of the underrepresentation, you find that most concerns of women are not really addressed. So it is very important that women should be represented in all spheres of life, so at least their concerns are adequately represented.
If businesses want to be successful and grow worldwide, they need to have the experience and the intelligence that comes from women. So we need women represented in all sectors.
Women can bring such an insight and a richness of skill to any field, really. We're living in a world where, we're becoming more globally aware. You have to be a bit more creative in what you do and also really inclusive. So not just with the people that you're working with, but in terms of customers, in terms of potential audiences. You need to kind of think beyond the norm.
What I've discovered is that in every different context there are different barriers. I think some of it's to do with lack of education, some of it's to do with lack of expectation, and maybe lack of confidence. Every woman has issues in terms of putting themselves forward, and we need to learn to overcome those.
The problem starts from a young age. It starts from aspirations, mentoring, role models. It starts from when you're young. Are you stereotypically put into gender roles that may not necessarily be what you want to go into? Is it a case of, I've never seen a female engineer before, why would I aspire to be one? If I've never seen a woman be the Prime Minister or a President of a country, then why would I aspire to be one?
I think for women, the difficult aspect of trying to be a leader is trying to balance family life with working life. I think being a leader is a full-time task, and some women may feel that one has to be sacrificed to do the other.
When women enter the political arena, where they are first vilified, they're accused of being immoral, it's just a way of getting them to back off. And if you stand your ground, they eventually leave you alone.
I have learned the importance of self-belief, and I think that's the driver. And I guess looking back over my life when I was much younger, I was born into an Asian family. We were 5 sisters, and as a little girl I always remember how my mother was almost blamed for having 5 daughters, because our immediate community and society tended to look at girls as a burden and a liability. And I remember even being, as a young girl, seeing the social injustice in that. And I guess it lit a fire in my belly to say that when I grow up, I'm going to be as good as the guys, if not better.
I think most of the time, people are inspired to pursue leadership roles because someone encourages them, and I think it's really important that particularly women, encourage other women to stand for positions. It was definitely a woman who was president of my union in Liverpool who first encouraged me to stand for election.
I would definitely say family and close friends have been an important part in that encouragement, because they have that belief in that you can do it. They always encourage you when times are hard. So it's their constant support which has been encouragement throughout.
The message I'd like to give out to girls is to remain focused. One and foremost is to remain focused and be able to achieve your goal. And if you want to achieve a certain goal, you have to know what is it you want and what steps you have to take. And then I know that you find some girls that don't have the right contacts. Try and find the right contacts and the right people so you can be able to get into whatever profession you want to do. And if it's becoming a politician, you join a party and then you build up from there.
My main message would be always prepare. Always prepare for what is to come. When there's an opportunity that will come at some point in your life, and once you've prepared for that, you will excel and you will be able to push to the next barrier. And that's a very important thing.
Any women that are sitting in an influential role that can actually make an impact, they have a huge responsibility to other women and to their economies. And they really need to make sure their voices are heard.
I think legislation and policy is up to a certain point, but it needs implementers. Implementers such as myself actually going out and speaking to women, putting on events and enabling women on a one-to-one basis so that they can then have that sort of click that they need in order to take the next step for their professional development.
Women in Bangladesh face a lot of issues. In businesses have issues with access to finance and marketing. Then there are issues with gender equality and discrimination at the workplace. She also has to balance her life as a working woman and a homemaker. Women also need to have their voices heard. We need to be in leadership positions and in decision-making positions, and only then there'll be real change in society. And I hope that the meeting will come up with sustainable solutions which will lead us to better economy, an equitable society and a just world.